first person got denied. The second person got denied. The third one was an elderly woman who couldn't even speak English, so they had to bring an interpreter. And then she looked at me and she told me that you were here last year. And I said, yes. You have changed your program. You wanted to read mass communication. She said it to me. You wanted to go into read mass communication.
Yeah.
And you have changed your program. You have changed your school too. And I knew that I had to be specific. So I got some machinery such as plow, tractor. So I keep on mentioning. I was in a state of shock. I couldn't believe it myself. Wow, you are the first person to have your visa approved.
Wow.
Alright, before we start, consider subscribing to the channel. This helps me so much. Thank you.
So tell me about your visa interview. Why do you think, obviously you had funding, which was better than the first funding you had, which led to the denial of your visa. So this time around, do you think you did something else beyond the funding, extra funding you got?
I did a lot of things right. When I went after my denial in Cote d'Ivoire, because with that background, I was going to read communication and I got denied. So this one, I've changed the program, I've changed the school, I've changed the country. Now I'm going to do it at Ghana because I can't afford that cost again to go to Cote d'Ivoire. So, and I've changed my sponsor as well.
Okay.
And so I knew that these questions will pop up. Why? Because I made a lot of changes, and making
a lot
those
of changes.
not changes will make you seem desperate. You want to find
not
any
helpful.
way to just. It's not helpful. So I knew that I had to prepare extra. And so when I got there, Ghana, I remember I even got lost trying to locate the embassy. I used Google Maps, but I didn't know that I was passing. I always get to the back of the embassy. So Google Maps will tell me that this is the location, but I can't see anybody. I mean, they say that Accra people are always there, right? People are there in queues. So it took me like over 20 minutes, navigating around the embassy to locate. Yeah, I said, oh wow, this. So apparently when I got there, my interview was for 10. I had to start my interview 10 o'clock. I got there like 9 something. 9 something, yes. So when I got there, they had not started interview yet for even for the 7 a.m. people. But when I got, as soon as I got there, the security told us that those having their time at 10 a.m. will start today. That was about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes time after I've arrived. I said, wow. And so we were the first batch to start the interview. So and then the 7 and then the 9 people joined us from the back. And so when we get there, my first question, apparently 3 people were in front of me. For the first 3 people was in front of me. The first person got denied. The second person got denied. The third one was an elderly woman who couldn't even speak English, so they had to bring an interpreter. And I mean, those people they easily get their visa because they can't even speak the English. So she got approved. Very old woman. So once she got approved, I said, yes, this one I have to get approved. So when I got there, the first question was, why this program? But when I was talking, the viewer wasn't even looking at me because I think she was still talking with the interpreter. At that time, she had approved the person who had the interpreter there, so she was still having some discussion with the interpreter. So when she asked me the questions, she just still having the
looking elsewhere.
So when she she turned back, and I saw her looking at her screens, and then she looked at me and she told me that you were here last year. And I said, yes. You have changed your program. You wanted to read mass communication. She said it to me. You wanted to go into read mass communication. And you have changed your program. You have changed your school too. So when she was talking about the change, I cut the video. And I wanted to be in charge because she was asking me a lot of things. And I didn't want to become, shivering and all that. So I took the conversation from the video. So I barged in and said that, yes, I've changed the school, I've changed the program, and even the country. But then, this is why. So I started to tell him about my TA-ship, the roles that I do, mentoring
So can you
students.
tell me
It is
exactly what he said? Because it's interesting to me,
okay.
if you can remember
Okay,
what he
I
said. Yeah.
remember. So I told me that yes, officer, I've made a lot of changes to my application this time
Mm,
because throughout my experience as a teaching assistant, I've been providing support, mentorship, and advising students. And engaging students, I've realized that most often student performance drop in class and not necessarily because they are not able to even concentrate.
mm,
It's not necessarily like the concept, but most of them,
yeah.
when I get to engage them, is about issues of residence life, issues of financial aid, issues of advising, and
Yeah.
sometimes registration and courses that they took. So, in my quest to understand these challenges and help them navigate through, I've developed a strong passion for the pursuit of a career in student affairs. And then, so I did a lot of research, and I found out that America has a program that is designed for this particular career. So that is why I applied to the school and got the admitted into the school.
Mm,
And then so she said, okay, she was nodding, trying to follow my story. She looked at her screens. So I guess she was tracing my last year job portfolio,
mm,
my previous year job portfolio, which is also a teaching assistant. And then the duties were almost the same. So
mm,
when she looked at that, and she looked at me and told me that, so you have been working as a teaching assistant? And I said, yes, officer. I've been working as a teaching assistant, and as part of my roles, I teach these courses. I provide support for students. I mentor and advise students. I engage them sometimes. So I was channeling my answers to the fact that it's not only about teaching that I do, but
yeah.
I provide that kind of support for students. So she was nodding, so she kept nodding. She kept nodding and she started typing here and there. And then she raised her head and asked me, so how are you funding your
Mm,
education? So I
yeah.
said that I've gotten a graduate assistantship. And then she cuts me. She said, yes, I can see that you have assistantship. How are you funding your
Deficit.
living?
Yeah.
How are
Living
you funding
expenses.
your, I think, how are you funding your living expenditure? Yeah, she was very adamant about it. And so I got confused because actually the living expenditure is what the stipends of my GA. We use
Yeah.
technically it is my tuition that is making the deficit there.
Ah, okay.
So but then I had to also be answer the question as adamant as I can or as straightforward. So I said that my deficits will be covered by my brother who is into the importation of agricultural machinery, and I knew that I had to be specific. So
Yeah.
I got some machinery such as plow, tractor. So I kept on mentioning to make the viewer know that it is actually true, and
Yeah.
I'm saying it.
That makes
So
sense. Yeah.
I kept on mentioning she's into this. So she had the store that imports agricultural machinery such as plow, tractors, and the likes. I kept on mentioning. So as I was saying, she just cut me and said, "Hey," she said that I've already approved your visa. Take this.
Nice.
And when I came
That's
out,
yeah.
so I was in a state of shock. I couldn't believe it myself. So when I was coming out, the security man there saw me and said that, oh, once 1 year denial. I said, no, I've gotten
Easy
approved. I said,
boy.
wow, you are the first person to have your visa approved.
Wow. Ah, nice. Congrats. Congrats.
Yeah.
So, who did you call when you were approved?